Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. Weekly Challenge 25 is here, and it's time for the Yamaha R6 right here in Tsukuba in the wet. So here we are in this wonderful Japanese track, and you're going to be pleased to know that if this is going to be a wet track, it's going to be a very short track, probably talking about a minute lap. So we're going to show you what I can do here on board this Yamaha R6, and hopefully you guys can replicate it as well to get yourself the gold time. Now onto the left hand side we'll go for turn 4, nice and tight to the apex there. Just be careful on the wet because you are using stock tyres here today. The Ride 4 weekly challenges just love stock tyres for some strange reason, so unfortunately we're using them yet again. But of course with this Yamaha R6, a very nimble motorcycle, very easy to manipulate around a track like this. So use a lot of brake and use a lot of rear brake as well, just to try and slow yourself down. But I would use the rear brake in situations when you can use a rear brake. So basically what I mean by that is if you think you're going too hard into a corner and you might be braking a little bit too late, go for the rear brake as well, because if you try and put all the brake onto the front brake, you're probably going to drop the front, so just do be careful with that one. Example here, going up into turn 1, hard on the brakes will go, just a little bit of rear brake, just tapping it ever so slightly, just a little bit, just to make sure the rear wheel slows down as well. That'll help you get into the corner that a little bit easier. And as you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen there, already a lap and a half, the front tyre is very warm. And I'm not braking abruptly, I'm not braking fully on the left trigger, I'm braking just enough to slow the motorcycle down. Don't be braking full on this treacherous conditions because you will drop the motorcycle. So do be careful with that and pay attention to the temperature on the front tyre. You may have to restart the laps a couple of times just to keep the temperature down, but if you're going for the really hot fast-paced lap times, that tyre is going to be very hot. Full acceleration now towards the final corner. Get a good amount of acceleration here, roughly about the 50-metre mark. You can see it on the left-hand side of your screen there. Just bring the motorcycle in quite gradually. Tight to the apex if you want, or go for the wider line. Completely your preference. And then across the line we will go. So now into turn 1, there's not really anything I could sort of point out for you, but I would say that sort of pathway going into towards the barriers, that's where you're going to be sort of aiming to brake. Brake there and you probably can't go wrong. Just do be careful on how much brake you're actually applying. Don't be going full brake. If you are going to full brake, make sure the bum is well and truly firmly in the back of the seat. Make sure you're pushing back on the analog stick when you are braking abruptly, otherwise you're probably going to crash. Now going into the right hand side for the Dunlop sign, to the left hand side for turn 6, nice change of direction there, a bit of a flip-flop section, and you'll have a good amount of speed coming out to turn 7, going into turn 8, and then hard on the brakes for turn 9. You see I went for quite a lot of rear brake there, the bike started to get a little bit out of shape. That actually helped the bike sort of chuck it in. That's more of a thing what they call scrubbing off speed. I probably wouldn't do it usually, but it's a habit I've gotten into now. But we go into the right-hander for turn 10, going for the wider line to then get a tighter apex on the exit, and you're going to see very close to the ghost on the left-hand side of your screen. Now going into turn 1, same can be said again for that sort of pathway, braking there, nice and gentle on the acceleration, using a lot of rear brake, you're seeing in the bottom right corner of your screen, just tapping it ever so gently. Don't hold the rear brake. If you hold the rear brake, the bike will just snap on itself. Just tap it, just be gentle with it. Now into the left-hand side for turn 4, nice and tight to the apex once again. Bring on the acceleration gradually, don't be literally pulling it on automatically because you will slip and slide across this wet surface. Onto the left-hand side for 6. There's an example for you. A little bit too eager on the acceleration, the bike tended to snap and accelerate a little bit too much. Right-hand side for turn 9, nice and tight apex, same can be said like the previous lap time. We're actually neck and neck with the Ghost right now, and we're going to be looking for that 50-metre sign just on the left-hand side of your screen. There's 150, there's 100, there's 50. Bring it into the right-hand side for turn 10. Nice and wide, go for that wide line, bring it in nice and tight to the apex, and full acceleration to across the line. Is this going to be a 157? Not quite. Turn 1, once again, same strategy, same plan. This time just a bit tight to the apex, using a bit of rear brake. The front tyre is glowing red, it's orangey red now, so do be careful. It's going to get harder and harder to stop this motorcycle. Of course the tyre is burning up all the time, you can see it really red now. That is because we're bringing on a lot of brake. If you're going to brake gentle, then I guess it's going to be better, but right now we're going for lap times, we're going for brogue. So we need to make sure we need to give it everything we've got going into these corners. Now onto the right hand side, braking roughly about 60 to 75 metres for turn 9. That's roughly where you want to be stopping the motorcycle. Bring on the power, bring on the acceleration, and we'll be doing the same for the left hand side. Keep an eye out for there, 200 metre, 150, 100, 50 metres, you know the score by now. right hand side for turn 10, nice and wide, and we'll bring it in nice and tight to the apex to complete the lap. Our first 57 lap. So that concludes my lap times here today. I really hope you enjoyed that one so far. 5 laps on the screen, pretty consistent pace. I only differed between 0.2 of a second, so pretty tight and pretty consistent if I say so myself. So at the top spot of the leaderboard right now, claiming this sort of temporary top spot until the Chinese hackers come in and steal it. But for the time being, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. Like, comment and subscribe if you did, and I hope this guide has helped you as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.